You are listening to a podcast of the Geek.io Media Network. For all of our shows and more, visit geek-io.net. And to help support the network, head over to patreon.com/geekio.
Warning. Listener caution is advised. The following broadcast contains bad language, and bad grammar, and probably bad spelling, which is frankly an achievement for audio content.
Hello and welcome everybody to a much more quieted version of that introduction because I have a baby behind me. Boy, welcome to Exploding Dice, your Geek.io live play role-playing podcast. I'm back after a week's reprisal? Reprieve? Reprieve is the word I'm looking for. Also known as being in surgery last week, so there's that. Before we get fully started, I want to quickly address the Luxodon in the room. Raul has had a lot of personal issues come up lately, and he has asked to step back from being on the shows. So, sadly, Rickus will be leaving us, but nothing bad will be happening to him. Trust me, he's still important. He won't be opening any doors, though, I promise.
Those fucking doors.
Windows only for him from now on.
Yes. He's definitely no longer anything else but a Windows man. But yeah, I am CJ, insert funny, witty nickname here. Joining me, as always.
Drink.
Yep, pretty much. Is Josh crying into an endless flask, McGrath?
It won't empty.
He has two of them now.
Yeah, but one literally never ends. It's hard to get to the bottom of a bottle when there's no bottom to it. We have... Man, I'm so glad there's not going to be any ramifications whatsoever for creations that warp space and time. Carrie Wilcox.
Hey, Kevin is awesome and you know it.
Final boss confirmed. Congratulations. You see, you have chosen the form of your destroyer.
I tried to think of someone from my childhood that could never possibly do any harm.
As long as you don't give him tomatoes.
That's when he just hulks out and rips holes in
Mr.
space
Stay
and time.
Puft.
And that was funny. Monica Littlefield.
Very, very funny.
That part I laughed so hard over. You're right. That is funny. I laughed so hard at that.
It's really hard to be the straight man for a joke. It really is.
Yeah, it's like you said, you giggle a lot, and I know you giggle a lot. I love you forcing yourself to be stoic at everything. It's fantastic.
It's very hard.
And joining us here in a little bit, he is running a little bit behind from our recording, but hey, so are we. So he'll be joining us probably sooner rather than later.
He's just coming up a bit short, that's all.
Jackie needs anxiety medication.
I would laugh so hard if he popped into the chat right now.
That would.
Sorry, guys, I had to finish up some paperwork.
Damn it. So, last time we had a filler episode. It's canonical, but it's still a filler episode, which was great. I love the filler episode. It was brilliant. I loved it. It was so much fun. And the best part of it is, I didn't have to do anything for it.
It's free real estate. I mean, content.
Right?
It's called downtime. It's an important part of pacing.
It is. And we were going to get to that kind of thing at this episode anyway, but hey, we don't have to use time on that anymore. So, roll for initiative. I mean, but it was really good. It was really fantastic. And we will begin there as we part the veils. Nope, I have to do my thing first. So, we are going to part the actual reality, and you podcast listeners are going to listen to a little ad break here in a couple of moments. If you want an ad-free experience, make sure you go over to patreon.com/geekio.
If they wanted to tune in live, they would need to be part of the NPC tier.
Yes, which you can get that there as well. You can tune in live. I recommend it because we have very long discussions, and Monica makes funny fonts out for wedding invitations. But yeah, so now, for you podcast listeners, we'll be right back after we part the veil of reality. All right, so it has been 48 hours since your reprieval. You had some time to learn about each other, get some relaxation in. Not much has happened for most of you in the last 2 days. For the most part, you guys have been informed quietly because most of your increases in rank have been kind of kept quiet, especially in your more bureaucratic ones, because you kind of leaped the proper lines of chains of command. So, Elle, you wake up the day before yesterday to your dad hopping up and down on your bed.
Dad!
I
Why are we saying each other's names?
I have been up all night in Rel Zarek's office, and he's like reaching through all of his pockets, which there's a lot of them, and eventually he pulls it out of his beard. It's an insignia. He goes, this is for you.
She sits up, and her pajamas are still buttoned wrong. Sits up, kind of takes it. This is for... Oh, okay. And she pops it open, takes a look at it.
And as you pop it open, the energy kind of flows out from it and attaches itself to your guild ring, wherever it happens to be. It's almost like they're connected. Even if it was in your bag, the energy flows into your bag.
She's probably still got it on, actually.
Okay. Well, the energy then flows into your ring. And it becomes more intricate in design and more... it probably gains a couple more clockwork pieces and an extra gear piece around the edge.
Like those engravings on the sides of class rings, except they're all steampunk looking.
Exactly. And you feel energy in it.
What in the...
And your dad kind of sits down on the bed hard, almost launching you out of it because he's still a dwarf.
Whee!
He goes, so you have to be careful with that because you can only use it once per day. But Rel Zarek told me that now that you are rank 3 in the guild, he'll have to get the proper paperwork filled out later for you. You're not part of the mega yet, but you can channel energy through that now. And the cool thing is you can now cast another chaos bolt with it for free.
Wait, back up for a second. Back up for a second.
I would, but I'd fall off the bed.
I mean, that's there. I mean, chaos bolt. Yeah, that's great. But what do you mean the what? Right? What? And she looks at the paper more closely.
And
I just imagine her dad making the backup sounds.
Beep, beep, beep. He goes, yeah, didn't he tell you? He probably wouldn't. No, he didn't because I was there. Yeah, so he pushed through, and now you are rank 3 in the guild.
Wait, so...
Because of all the hard work that you guys did.
So that means...
You get your own lab!
I get my own lab and I'm on the... And she just like tackle hugs him and makes very high-pitched squealing noises that I'm not even going to try to make because I have to voice her for the next several episodes tonight.
And he goes, yeah, but you're not on the board yet. You're not on the board yet because he didn't exactly put the paperwork through mid-visit. He's been a little absent lately. So until he gets back... you get your own lab. You don't have to work in mine anymore.
Oh,
you can still work in mine all you want to, but you don't have to.
We can be collaborators.
We can.
Are we neighbors? Is my lab next to yours?
I don't know yet.
We need to find out.
I'm sure we will. And Oh, go ahead.
That means I'm on the board at
You
19.
will be on the board.
Yeah, okay, well, I'm on the board, but I'm not on the board, but I'm gonna be on the board, and I'm still
Yes.
gonna be...
Well, not many 19-year-olds are on the Gatewatch either, dear, and literally saving the city and the world.
Also, kind of want to rub it in his face, but I kind of don't want to talk to him, so not gonna do that.
Oh? Who?
Well, you know, that jackass.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, he's still working for me. I'll give him to you so you can
No!
do it. Oh, okay. I thought you'd enjoy bossing him around.
Nah. I kind of don't want anything to do with him.
That's fair. I mean, after what he did, and I had to give him the special drink, then
It was great. I just want to see his face when the announcement is made, and then I'll be good.
yeah, cool. Yeah, we can do that. I will. I'll give him some extra work, some grunt work.
Hey, Dad.
Yes.
I think it's time for some waffles.
Yay, waffles!
And she jumps out of bed to make celebratory waffles and starts pulling things out of cabinets, including chocolate chips and sprinkles.
We're getting the frou-frouest of waffles.
And probably stout for some waffles, because beer waffles, why not?
It's actually good. It's good stuff, man.
That sounds amazing. Can I have those?
Astronomically sound, actually.
Yeah.
Because,
You
I mean, bready thing, yeasty
Bread
thing.
with your... Yeah. Do you want yeast with your bread? You know.
Yeah, let's be fair. How many things are there that are beer battered?
Right.
So you're just making waffles from a beer batter.
Yeah, which sounds fucking amazing. Hey, Jackie's here. The show can start.
Yay!
Right when we're talking about beer batter waffles.
Oh, funny enough, I was watching double beer batter Krabby Patties on Binging with Babish today.
Ooh.
Elle is making
It's artery-inducing.
celebratory waffles with her dad.
Ah.
And because dwarven stout waffles.
That's fair. Make sure it's double battered and fried.
All right. So we're going to cut away from there. The same morning, yesterday morning, Katrine wakes up to her dad sitting quietly in a corner.
I'm pretty sure. So Katrine just gets up and starts going about her morning.
Mm-hmm. And your dad, not being your mom, is not the kind of person who's like going to jump at you and say you're doing things wrong. He's just going to be the kind of person literally just sitting in the corner until he's noticed. He's not saying, doing, or like moving anything. Like,
So she'll like get on her uniform, like over the clothes she was already wearing, and then she'll say good morning.
good morning, daughter. I hope you rested well.
As pleasantly as always.
Excellent. I was instructed by people higher than myself to bring you this. Congratulations, I'm proud of you. And he holds out this very long pole for you. And it opens on both ends. It's almost like it's like a double long like message canister.
All right. She'll open it.
And out slides a piece of paper and a Azorius signet.
Okay. She will read it.
And the moment that you open up the paper, the blue and white energy like wraps itself around your signet ring.
Okay.
And in there, the colors kind of grow brighter, and we'll call it an additional sword insignia appears on your ring.
Oh.
He looks at you and goes, "You've been, due to your actions as member of the Gatewatch and of this guild, you have been expediently nominated for an increase in rank."
Oh, that seems ahead of schedule.
Incredibly, but however, your actions and prowess have spoken for themselves, and all of Ravnica is speaking of you, my daughter.
That's kind of a nice change, actually.
Yes, and it is all positive. On a logistic level, as I know you need to get to work, if you tap into the mana in your ring, you will be able to access the ability Ensnaring Strike once per day.
Awesome.
And
I mean, Katrine doesn't say awesome. She says, great.
and,
Also, I can completely buy her parents talking in game mechanic terms.
yes, exactly.
Like, they're so by the books, they literally pulled out Guide to Your Azorius Daughter.
They just pull out the Guildmaster's Guide to Ravnica out of their back pockets.
Oh, it's perfect. I love it.
Higher level Azorius gets the ability to break the fourth wall once per day. Not in a comedic way, but actually to pull something functional from the real world into the game world.
It's like yoink.
Also, I still love that 2 cast members so far have actual living parents on screen, and we're not all orphans.
And he gets up and walks over to you and extends his hand to you.
I will shake his hand.
He smiles at you and pulls you into a hug and whispers into your ear, "Don't tell your mother I said this, but I'm actually very proud of you."
Aw. She'll just, thank you. And then she can't handle this amount of emotion. So
yeah, no, and after he says that, he hears you squeaking, he almost immediately lets go and folds his hands behind his back again.
I have to get to training this morning.
Yes,
so.
Absolutely. I will.
Also, I picture this being at like sunup. Like this happens like literally as soon as the day starts.
Oh, absolutely. And he goes, I wanted to make sure that you got this from me instead of your mother, who would have been your mother about this.
She is set in her ways.
She is. But I am glad you are going places, Katrine.
Thank you. And then she will leave.
Yes.
And go about her training.
Not when he wakes up, but a little bit further into the day, an angel will approach Zev. Not the angel, but an angel. Zevord! The last name here, whose name I forget.
I don't even... Yeah.
What?
It's like redacted.
Yes. Zevord says something in Goblin.
And Z just like salutes right away.
The angel presents you with a medal around your neck. He goes, the angel goes, "Attention!
Your radiance."
And he pulls out of a bag a very ornate red and white medal and pins it to your armor. You have been selected for further achievements in support and heroism of the Boros League. Right? League?
Legion.
I mean, that's CJ forgetting, not the angel.
I kind of want there to be a
Angel had a really rough night. There was a lot of ambrosia.
I really want there to be a super forgetful angel.
Oh yeah, no, absolutely.
There's at least
long
one.
as I have. You all kind of look the same. No offense.
No, I have plans on that one, but yes, there is at least one of them. Not all of them are sticklers.
No.
In reward for your heroism, among other things, your guild signet ring will be activated into the beginning stages of its true potential. Your heroism will be able to be bestowed upon other people once per sunrise, per her holy grace.
I thank you, and for this honor.
And he takes out his sword and puts it on your right shoulder and promptly chops it off!
There we go. All right, time to roll a new character, everybody.
So, Jackie, roll me 46 damage.
Interesting. Now do it again.
Well, I mean, it is a sneak attack, right? So the angel gets like all that extra die.
46 plus 48.
Yeah, It's, and let's not forget the radiant and the fire
Yes,
damage
of course.
on the sword.
2d12 on each of those, so 4d12.
Oh, I'm ultra dead. Woohoo!
Great. Then you find out that's a necromancer and you're brought back to life. Or a chronomancer, and none of this actually happened. Can you tell us the first recording session of the night, folks?
Sir Ford, I've come to bargain.
It's like, look here, I don't need any more of your stinking bargains.
And at that point, the angel will salute you, and you are dismissed.
Yep, Z is gonna get up and quickly walk out because he just wants to go. I don't know what that was.
It would be great if it was in your office. You get up and walk out of your own office.
Angel just kind of blinks as you try to walk through the door at the same time.
Well, the angels just materialize inside the offices. They have the ability to teleport anywhere they want.
Yeah, but he wants to walk through the door because sometimes you just want to do the mundane things in life. It's just awkwardly at the same time as you.
It's more like
I actually particularly enjoy the bell over it that rings when they open it.
Yeah, they're like, so this is what it's like to be a mundane.
Hey, look, another one of us got our. Hey, look, another one of us got our wings. Hey, look, another one of us got our wings. Hey, look, another one of us got our wings.
Man, those offices must be terrible because you can imagine when there's an emergency, there's just like angel appearing in every room, so it's just like bright light everywhere. So everyone in the center hallways just has to have like shades over their desks.
How
like,
with that? Imagine it from the outside of the building.
Just in a boosh. It's like lighting up a Christmas tree
all the time. It's like turning on the flicker setting on the Christmas lights on ultra fast.
Just all white though. That's the problem.
Yes. So it's just like all the time.
And they all have those CPA green caps on that shade their eyes at the right time.
And that's why Z has sunglasses on, because that is the only other method that's allowed by standard issue.
Well, and then there's like just some Rakdos guy that walks past the building while this is happening. Dude, I should have joined the Boros. They got bitchin' raves.
And you hear like the military drill instructor yelling in the background, so he thinks it's just a part of the raid.
But between the drills and the actual sounds of the teleportation, because everyone knows teleportation makes sound.
Exactly, and
Yeah.
because it's
It
angelic,
actually
it's all
does
just
look like a
gene-
rave with some synth music going on from the outside.
It's
You just hear-
asynchronous bells, so you get the church bells just going off at
Yeah.
once, just like.
Yep, and you have that angelic choir sound going into the background, and it has like that reverb through the halls.
Exactly, just kind
And all
of.
of a sudden, you just see a bunch of Rakdos people outside with glow sticks.
Okay, so if any of our listeners are DJs, please
Oh yeah,
make
man.
this.
Get us an EDM Gregorian choir thing going on here, and I will reward you handsomely.
we will call it a Boros rave, and we will so make it a thing.
Broos rave.
Yes.
Buy your ticket into a recording session without doing the NPC tier by giving us Boros rave music.
Yup, exactly.
Yeah, pretty much.
So Jack has not had the best of days over the last couple of days.
When are they ever?
He gets in and begins trying to ask around for information on Dr. Yell. And pretty much gets people holding up their hands in his face and says, yes. You are scheduled for this at this time. We need to bring you there now. And we'll get you your information after we test you on this machine. And it just kind of keeps happening over and over and over again. Bringing us to our current day. It was an incredibly stressful night of tests last night. And you finally got a bit of information about this Dr. Yell asshole. And it wasn't much. Like, it was pretty much just acknowledging his existence.
Okay, so Noddle in my head. Good start.
And the person who gave you the information was basically like, well, this isn't good enough for you? I don't understand. The next morning you wake up, and it's very rare that you sleep this heavy, but It was
Or
very
at all.
Yeah, or at all. It was very rough though last night. So you actually needed to just release, and finally exhaustion just swept over you.
Sweet, sweet oblivion.
And the next morning, standing in the corner of your room, it's kind of like Bender's room from Futurama though, where it's kind of a closet.
I kind of figured they always just gave him like whatever storage room they were least using, cleared out the stuff that actually had any sort of merit, and just let him do whatever the fuck he wanted with the rest.
Yeah,
So
pretty
there's
much.
like a tarp stretched between two of the support beams that serves as a hammock, and a dartboard he accidentally stole from a bar chilling out on the wall, and
A mini fridge that he stole from the
lot.
same wall, from the same bar. And
a lot of empty bottles.
Yeah. The next morning, you get woken up by some of those bottles moving, and a familiar duster and hat is standing in your room. I guess it's attached to another familiar body.
Well, that's good at least.
What was that, Carrie?
I'll say if it's just the duster and hat, we have bigger concerns.
Ooh, fuck you. Ghost Trevor.
No.
Trevor!
He looks at you and goes, "Morning, sunshine. This came for you." And he holds a package towards you with one hand.
Drop out of the hammock, half stagger across the room, scoop up whatever bottle still has something left in it, because he's not fishing around for his flask right now. Swig, chuck, probably the sound of breaking glass, maybe a cat screeching.
Somehow. That bar has lost a lot of things that night. Their protect cat was one of them.
Take the package, look at it, chuck it back over his shoulder.
He goes,
So, you're with the bank, huh?
"No, not really. My dad is, though."
So, is that it then? That why you stick around, waiting for some, rare goo or whatever to drop out of this sack of shit when it drops?
He actively rolls his eyes at you. He goes,
I mean, gotta be some reason you put up with this bullshit. Money's usually a pretty good motivator for most people, as I found out a little late.
"If I wanted money, I literally could call somebody right now and they could bring me a small fortune. My dad is part of the leading conference of the Orzhov."
Big shot teller. Got it.
You can call it that. He goes, I mean, I haven't needed to be fully honest with you, but I guess we're beyond the point where we're just acquaintances now.
Yeah, slightly.
I am not Orzhov. I have been Simic since I was able to choose a guild. My dad is by the name of Tomar Vrona. My given birth name is Atrovius Verona. Now you know why I go by Trevor.
And I thought I picked shitty names for you. Goddamn.
Yeah. Now you know why they don't matter to me.
Fair point.
He goes, yeah, my dad is off and on leading that piece of shit. And I was supposed to be part of it and help lead and destined to lead and destined to take control, yada, yada, fucking yada. I don't care about any of that. I don't care about the money. I don't care about the help. I don't care about the bootlickers. I came here so I can help people. Not just be some useless bank teller or information monger or, God, worse things.
Huh. Well, sorry.
I did do some, speaking of information brokers, though, I did a little bit of looking around for you over the last few days. And he hands he pulls out a notebook and hands it to you. And before you throw it, it's the information on Dr. Vile, at least what I could get, or yell. At least it's what I could get.
He actually takes it in his hands seriously, kind of stomps on the lower half of a barrel, flips it up, has a seat. Starts flipping through it.
There's not much there. He was a member of the Simic after the actual Guild Pact was signed. Before Jace became the living Guild Pact. Before the Great War. Before the dragon came and almost annihilated this entire plane. And he was one of the leading researchers on the Krausis. He was basically trying to create a perfect Krausis and to rival Mivisit, and couldn't get to that before he started losing his mind and started using humans and kind of created things and people like you. You've been where you were for a long-ass time.
Yeah, I kind of got that notion. He said something about 350 years.
At least.
Can't say I don't remember much of it.
I tried finding information on just you, as pretty much anything to do with money or information will eventually go through the Orzhov, but even then I was blocked. So I don't know what your birth name was. I don't know who your birth mom or dad was. I know as much about you as you do. I tried.
Well,
I almost got my ass killed getting that information.
hey, Trevor.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Anytime, dude. It's what friends are for.
Friends, huh?
Yeah, well, I suppose we've seen more than what a handler and pissant are supposed to deal with. I mean, project are supposed to deal with. So, by the way, I knew you would do what you did, so I took the pleasure of opening your package there, and you got promoted to rank 3 for whatever reason.
Fucking kidding me?
Yeah, I thought that too.
They really want to give me people to boss around.
Maybe you can use them to get more information on you.
Oh, I plan on it.
I mean, they might not get much, but hey, it's not you actively doing something.
Damn. And it gives me time to track that bastard down and punch his real face in.
Exactly.
Or whatever is left of it that constitutes his original real face. Yep.
Yeah.
Mutation's weird like that.
It is. I am surprised Uncle Rawl didn't say anything to me, though. I'm wondering if he just didn't notice my existence.
You do tend to fly under the radar.
It's what I go for, honestly.
We'll skip over the uncle part for now, because I kind of pissed that guy off.
Yeah, I would have laughed my ass off if he would have blown you up.
I get the feeling it wouldn't be the first time.
To you or to anybody?
Yes.
Oh, hey, I've seen him literally fry a guy, so, I mean, there's that. Uncle not in blood relations to my dad.
Okay. All right. That makes a little more sense, because not really seeing any family relation.
No, not blood relations. We'll leave it at that. But I figured you'd have some questions for me after I got called out and shown the door in the bank.
Yeah, Trunks kind of seemed happy to see us, so.
Yeah. He's used to be one of the he's a bootlicker too. I don't particularly care for those kind of people. As you could tell with him and Mama Zarek, Ashitai likes to make sure he knows where power is and stay with it.
That's that's a thing people do, as I'm coming to understand.
Yeah, it's I hated that life. Hated everybody saying yes to me all the time. It was misery. And then just got sick of the indoctrination, sick of the training, sick of the getting everything beat into you every single day. Because, again, you're supposed to be the chosen one. You're supposed to be the leader. And no one has a bigger stake on this guild than you do. Yada, 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 fucking yada.
And you go from that to me treating you like literal shit.
You know, it's better to get honesty than bullshit. Or Luxodon shit.
That's a lot of shit.
It is a lot of shit. It is, though, you would think that they would shit the most, but centaurs are worse.
Ugh, I don't even want to think about that.
Yeah, at least theirs is useful.
Oh, right, fertilizer.
Yeah, exactly. But before you get into any further questions on that, he summons his gun up and holds it. He goes, yeah, my mom got real sick. Well, the person they told me was my mom got real sick. And kind of sold myself to some higher beings or lower beings to try and get her better. And devil's in the details. Literally.
Mm-hmm.
And
that why you picked up the Simic?
Yeah, figured hokey religions were worse than actual science and medicine. Simic are leading, not when they're, their more positive outreachings are very heavily leaning in medicine and forward thinking. And, well, that appealed to me. I always liked science. And were always a little explodey for me. We'll go with explodey.
At least it's not the Izzet.
Yeah, the Izzet. I couldn't deal with all of their everything. El's nice enough, but after dealing with this, after seeing the things that I did with Uncle Raoul, it was just never gonna be for me. Plus, I knew medicine would be more important than science in the case that I needed. So here I am, and I guess to spite my father, they put me as a handler instead of a scientist. Yay.
Well, hey, at least you're handling a more interesting project than you originally thought.
Yeah, last guy I was literally just basically a Krause's handler. And got tired of that, and I don't like to pull rank, but I pulled rank and needed a different assignment, and, you would just let your last guy accidentally fall off a ledge, as your record says. And, well, I figured if you're going to try and take me off of a ledge, I'd put a bullet in your head before you had the opportunity to do that.
That's fair, but at least you don't come at me with a cattle prod.
Yeah, no, I've figured you were smart enough to deal with all of those things, and when you work with literal beasts, you realize that you're not actually one.
Well, I don't know about you, but I'm feeling a drink, and All I'm seeing around here is a couple empty bottles.
Well, let's go get you some Schmeiris coffee. And me some actual coffee, because I am very hungry and very thirsty. By the way, if you tap into your ring any, now that you're big fancy pants, you'll go faster or something.
That could be useful.
Because when I do it, he spins his ring and over to the other side of the room. I don't know if yours does the same thing. But, yeah, there's that.
As they're walking out the door. You know, coffee dehydrates you, right?
Yeah, and so does beer.
Yeah, fair point.
And we will, at that point, pick up. Trevor takes him to a, definitely not to the Goblin Marma place again, but a nice little diner in Precinct 4. And that's about the time that Elle and her dad are also kind of bebopping in there to celebrate her graduation?
Promotion.
Yeah, promotion. That's the word I was looking for. That was CJ being an idiot.
She is actually bouncing as they come in the door.
Trevor.
And she probably still has a sprinkle or two on her cheek from the waffles earlier.
Yeah, Dad's basically, he's like, Dad's like, you don't make great coffee, no offense, dear, but neither do I. So, I want some coffee. It was a very long night.
Okay.
Dwarven coffee need strong. We're out of good coffee.
You ought to see if you can get the Simic to grow you some.
Theoretically, dwarves would probably grow some really good coffee because they always happen around mountains.
Yeah, they would be fantastic coffee makers. Or coffee growers, at least. Not, probably, yeah.
Well, yeah, but I mean,
good coffee.
Her dad specifically is an engineer and not a farmer.
Yeah. Maybe in his previous life, but definitely not in this one. He can make a coffee pot, but he hasn't perfected porting it from his old home yet. So it's always that whole thing where he'll drink the coffee, but he'll always just kind of look a little sad at it.
That's what some of Elle's experiments are when she's trying to do stuff. Is she's trying to get his coffee.
So every day he'll take a sip and just goes, "Oh, this is nice, I guess." Out of his dwarven coffee mug. Which is like a half a barrel.
The coffee stein.
Yeah, the coffee stein. Which is also what I would create a monster as. Just saying. And Trevor looks up. Oh, hi, Elle.
Hi, Trevor. Hi, Jack.
Wow, that was Jack.
Yo.
Are you blushing?
The fuck is that?
Look at your hands. They're red. And so are your cheeks. Oh my goodness, you're blushing.
I'm going to give you about 3 seconds to give me a proper explanation, or your face is also going to be blushing from my fist.
You have feelings for her.
That could also be the alcohol.
Katrine.
I was gonna say, is that Katrine, or is that just one of those sassy diner waitresses that doesn't give a shit?
I'm just imagining her rising
Katrine
up from the next booth and turning around.
Katrine is one of those sassy waitresses that doesn't give a shit.
Katrine, hi. Good morning.
Wait, is he underage technically?
No, he's 300.
Put a fucking bell on you.
Tell that to his registration.
Hi, everybody.
Dad, what's happening?
It's got a lot more awkward than I expected. And your dad kind of goes, yeah, it was...
And by the way, here's the citation for handing alcohol to a minor.
Trevor just kind of looks at you.
Look, I didn't say you're going to have to do anything about it. I'm just saying I had to do it.
Perfect.
Damn dog, get back in the bag.
Anyway, you guys, look. And she holds up her ring to the group at large, and you can see it all fancy now.
Oh,
Wait, who proposed?
Jack.
The fuck is that?
Well, tell you later. It's not that. It's not. You guys, I got my own lab.
Oh, congratulations.
Oh, good. Another building to get collateral damage insurance on.
Already done. The guild takes care of it for me.
Oh, that's rare.
So
Special
are all
case.
of you.
What?
So are all of you. Trevor goes, kind of just looking down.
I mean, I didn't get any. My desk is still the same.
Oh, I'm sure there's some extra filigree or something on there.
It just gets stamped on, and that's it.
Did they give you the pen?
Yes, they give me a pen.
Might get the good ink now. I know a guy in Zonot too if you want.
Congratulations. That's the good stuff. That writes so smooth.
Look at that signature flow.
It's like the first time when you were a teenager, you picked up one of the little, like, the ball, like the
ballpoint, the ink pens, like
yes.
the actual like ink pens, like the Pilot G2s that I have. Like,
yeah, exactly.
Mounds of.
Yeah, exactly. It's
Pilot 2, not sponsor. Please sponsor.
Yeah, it's like when you were in middle school and you picked up one of those for the first time. Like, this writes so good.
Yeah.
It was the advent of gel pens for me.
I'm glad that I'm not the only person here who appreciates a good pen.
Oh no, like that's the reason why, like, the Geek.io pens that I have, like, I make sure that these things are like legit. Like, I had to make sure that I test out each one of them that they not each one of them, but I test out each of the prototypes that they send to make sure that I'm not ordering crappy pens, because that is a fate worse than death.
Yeah, I had a fountain pen at one point in college. Oh, that thing was a dream.
Oh, nice. Trevor kind of gathers you guys around and says, well, before I start getting any other questions, let me explain what happened the other day. And he kind of goes over who he is and yada yadas, that whole thing again.
So what he's basically saying is dinner's on this guy.
Shrug. You know what time it is, right? I'll buy you breakfast.
Oh, great. I'm famished. I've been working on paper for the last 6 hours.
It's got a lot of fiber in it, but it's not really good for eating.
Jack and Dad laugh.
No, it's not. I tried.
And
What you can do, grabs one of the straws, wads up a little paper. Choomp.
Where did he shoot that?
Some poor innocent waitress just got hit in the face.
No,
with a
Rakdos guy stands up. He's all in bandages. Just gets knocked into the wall next to him, like cracks his head against the wall.
Oh, shit.
Oh yeah. Now that we're not at work, I can actually introduce you guys. Guys, this is my dad, Harthrin.
Hi, I'm Harthrin.
This is Jack and Katrine and Trevor.
Yo.
Hi, nice to meet you, Katrine. It's wonderful meeting you. Wonderful meeting you, Trevor. And he takes Jack's hand and is surprisingly very, very firm. Nice to meet you, Jack. Dwarven squeeze.
Crack.
Dad, are you okay?
Yeah, I'm fine. Baby, what do you mean?
So why is he so short and hairy and you're not?
Remember the whole conversation we had the other day?
She's adopted.
Oh, right. That.
Yeah, I'm
Sorry, I've been poked with a lot of shit since then.
Oh, you okay?
Still technically dying, so, not really any different.
It's I mean, aren't we all?
Yeah, you're missing the part where the doctor said that, I need some kind of infusion or something, and fuck if anybody knows what that is, so
Oh, you might
I
be
could
able.
pretty much drop at any...
Materializes the gun and pistol whips you upside the head.
I mean, so actually, hang on a sec. When you first came out of the tube thing, did they do like tests on you, like blood draws and stuff?
So many tests.
Okay, so compare the blood tests from then to whatever fluid was in the tube to whatever is missing from your bloodstream now and reverse engineer the formula.
The issue with that, as Trevor looks at you, the issue with that is his body's still mutating. So on his chart, they said they've given him what they can kind of replicate, but over the last couple of days, he finally decided to shut up and let them do their work on him, so they may actually have something a little bit closer to what he actually needs in the near future. I guess he finally found a reason to stick around. As Trevor looks at him.
I mean, he's not wrong, though. I can do this now. And he punches out over Trevor's head. And his arm actually, stretches out a full 5 additional feet before snapping back.
That's so cool.
That's new.
Yeah, I really wanted to hit something the other day, and I didn't want to get up. And so I thought about just hitting it, and my arm just kind of shoop. And it was real cool.
How far can you do that?
About that far. I tried going for farther, and I dislocated it. Very pleasant.
Oh, that's what that note was.
Yeah.
You being an idiot. What a shock.
Look, it's how I do things, all right? I think about things really hard, and it happens.
Oh, you're being serious.
Trevor's toast is on fire.
Not the toast.
He looks at you, summons his gun again. That was the final straw. Roll for initiative.
Did Elle's dad ever let go of Jack's hand, or is he still like
No, he let
breaking
go.
it?
He let go of it.
I'm just glad he went for the real hand and not the crab hand.
I was hoping that.
Because
I
then
was
he's having
expecting
dinner.
it to crack.
Well, yeah, I was hoping to do just try to crack as if you're cracking a crab claw.
Exactly.
That would have been on Jack, right? To which hand to give him?
Yeah.
He learned very fast. Most people don't like trying to shake the crab hand. The big meaty claws. But not just for attracting mates.
It's a fabulous dance.
Grayson does not like the thought of attracting mates with claws.
No, he does not.
Or burning toast for that matter, since I heard him start crying then too.
Exactly.
But let's be fair, who does like burned toast?
Oh, it's the
No one.
worst. It's
Only
the,
terrible people.
It's the worst.
Golden brown. That's all you need.
Yeah, Dad was a little scruffly about it, but not too much because he's still the same person, just kind of a overprotection. Dwarves aren't necessarily known for their sharing capabilities and letting treasured items out or treasured people.
Sharing? Dwarves? What?
Also, now that everyone is basically around the same general area, Jack has totally assumed the Professor Hulk position at the end.
There's actually a cardigan too.
There's no word. There's no word or verb to share in Dwarven.
Yeah, the word physically doesn't
It
exist.
just doesn't exist.
You mean giving stuff away for free is what you're telling me? No, that's not what it is.
There are very few times that a dwarf and a goblin will agree on something. Giving things away for free cracks knuckles.
Well, while those two are doing whatever that is, who wants waffles?
You didn't bring that toaster waffle, did you?
No, Kevin's under.
got a name. It's
Thank
like
you.
Zadash all over again. Jesus.
Who's that?
I don't know. It just kind of jumps out every once in a while when I'm frustrated.
Oh,
Maybe
maybe.
that's the thing that makes my heart go. Blah, 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 blah. Is that you, Jesus? Jesus. Must not be him.
Hello, my name is Jesus.
That's racist.
Yes, it is.
That's getting edited out.
Ha 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 ha. But yeah, you guys have a wonderful breakfast, and Trevor does pick up the bill at the end, begrudgingly.
Thanks, Trevor.
Yeah, no problem.
Yeah, thanks. Our Legionnaire stipend isn't exactly the most accommodating.
Yeah,
How the hell did you fit all those waffles in there?
it's
Did you swallow a portable hole when you were a kid or something?
I mean, maybe.
it's literally the least I could do. You guys, I'm not like you guys, so if I can help out in a little way, I'm going to. So, what's on the agenda today, you guys? As you guys are walking out of the restaurant.
Actually, I made something for us.
Oh?
Yeah,
And she reaches into her pocket and
Z puts up
or
the
her
shield.
bag.
Puts the shield up preemptively.
Dad
No,
puts on his
this one
goggles.
Dad, you know what this is. I showed you.
Dad puts on another set of goggles.
She reaches into her pocket and pulls out 5 small pouches and hands one out to each of the Gatewatch folk who are present. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, and Trevor gets one as well.
Oh,
Would have made more, but this is all I can have. So, or I could manage at once. Universe kind of gets a little foldy when I tried to add a 6th one, so that wasn't good. Anyway.
yeah. I've heard an evil sorceress has to create the 6th one.
And then people just keep going on and on about it forever, and they won't fucking shut up.
She reaches into her bag and pulls out a small, basically Ravnica version of like a Moleskine notebook.
Ooh.
Sticks it in, opens up her bag. So, empty. Everybody's got an empty bag.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sticks it in her bag.
Z, look again.
Oh. How did that get there?
They're connected. One bag for each of us. We can put stuff in there and share it. I figure if we ever get separated, we can use that notebook to write messages to each other.
Huh.
Excellent.
Nifty. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Z starts
What is-
putting half the remaining breakfast items into the bag.
You know Jack has access to that too.
Yeah.
As he's already pulling out like some of the toast.
Yes.
Waffle goes in, waffle comes out.
It's like he's got the tab, right? Just keep it coming.
Trevor glares at you, summons the gun.
One of the doors nearby.
Yeah, this is the Artificer infusion for the many-fingered pouch.
Ew.
Nice.
That's
That
actually
will
a good
become
one.
very useful.
Yes, it will.
Yeah. Out of character, I thought of doing sending stones, but those have a limit of being used once per day, and the many-fingered pouch does not have a limit, so we can use that as much as we want.
Fair enough. Dad's gonna squeeze your hand, Ellen. I gotta get to work, baby, but you hang out here, and I'll talk to you later.
Okay, love you, Dad. And she gives him a big hug.
And hugs back and kind of dwarven skips away, which is just lighter footsteps.
There's just like a slight hop between every step.
Yeah. Pretty much. Where's Rickus and the other guys? Gals. Thems.
Haven't seen him.
Yeah, I haven't heard from them in a while.
I know Z said he was... Other Z, Zatash, said he was going back home to do some thinking about shit after the whole sewers bit with my ex-wife, and I think Cow Daddy said the same thing.
Now it's canon. Ding.
Just let me know, and I'll prepare the ceremony spell next time.
Our Elle just looks very lost, and the ex-wife, huh?
I mean, she kept calling me her husband, so I fuck if I know.
Okay. It was really weird,
'Cause, I
wasn't
mean,
it?
I do know husband and wife go together, and I know if someone is not one of those things anymore, it's an ex. So,
Good job remembering.
Look at you reading.
Internally debating whether to explain what propose means or not.
Trevor just smirks. So, what happened between you two? You guys are acting a little bit much more happy to see one another today than when I last saw you guys.
For audio listeners, this is mutual awkward faces.
well, I mean,
he's gonna just take his coffee and just continually to drink it.
Yeah. This Katrine takes this as a perfect opportunity to leave.
Look, guys, I got more paperwork to file. I got other things to do.
Ooh, I've got like 12 guys I gotta follow right now because they're breaking law or something.
Yeah. Oh, there's a guy right there breaking law.
Yeah,
right
he's
now.
breaking law. I'm out.
well, you see, we agreed to hang out, so I went over to her place. She was in her pajamas, so we decided to have a little bit of fun. I took out the rum, crammed some sausage into that hot box of hers.
Z does like a spit take.
Trevor.
And then the rest of these guys showed up, and we all had a good time.
Man, I'm so glad her dad's gone because I know you're not saying...
Not saying what?
Never mind.
I'm gonna go
So,
ahead and
Elle?
write that early obituary now.
Elle, the funny
Yeah?
thing is he's insinuating that he had sexual intercourse with you and then the rest of the Gatewatch joined in.
What? She just gives Jack a really confused look.
All right, I'm gonna write that obituary very short.
Hey Zev, you want to learn some science really quick? This is what happens when a simic hybrid blushes.
I mean, I'm not opposed to the idea, but I literally crammed my sausage into her hot box.
That's an oven.
Her face
jackass.
turns bright red.
All right, so how short do you want to be remembered?
Oh, I'm so glad her dad left because this would have been fantastic. Oh no, I'm not. I'm sad her dad left. That's the word I'm looking for.
Yeah, okay. Katrina's definitely done with this. She's just super done with this.
So let me just make sure these are all the correct measurements for you so that when we file the paperwork, when you go to the morgue, that it's all done and processed and ready to go.
I mean, they're not really going to have a hard time identifying the body, so.
No, they won't.
Meanwhile, Elle is still rebooting.
Modem sounds.
Oh, yeah. He claps his hand on your shoulder.
I was expecting like the entire like AOL like dial tone load up.
Oh God, Emus, what are you doing here? Eldritch medieval shit. What are you doing here?
Well, I mean, at least it's not Netscape.
Oh God. Oh, PTSD over here.
Or blue light. Anybody else have blue light when they were young?
Oh! That's some PTSD right there.
That is, man. Oh my god. Not only do you have to deal with all of that, plus Kmart commercials every time it came on.
Oh yeah.
By the time I convinced my mom to get internet, AOL was on its way out.
I actually know somebody who still uses AOL.
Oh my god.
What? I didn't know you could.
You could.
You're muted.
You still can.
During.
They still
It
somehow
still
distribute the
exists?
CD. Yeah, they still distribute the CDs somehow. I'm like, how?
It's probably just a secret warehouse of them that like
Yeah.
they're not making anymore. They were just left.
Yeah, pretty much.
So many-fingered or many-handed pouch, by the way?
Many-handed, okay.
And so I'm looking for many-fingered pouch. I'm like, what?
It's because I have my character sheet minimized right now because I
okay.
have the Zoom call up.
I was just making sure we had the right one, so that way I can get everybody the correct magic item.
Yeah.
Ding.
So
Doesn't Rickus usually just kind of show up and where is Rickus?
Well, he's either dead or what's her name got him, or
Tristana got him and finally ripped him a new one.
or he's dead, or he's extra dead.
I mean, I know I was in a store the other day that had a whole aisle full of just doors. And man, if he showed up there, ooh.
I mean, we would have heard about it exploding.
Yeah,
Unless
Elle's
we
right
didn't
about
and
that.
we're all dead and this is a new timeline.
Those alternate timelines.
But I unplugged Kevin.
This is true.
Boom. A waffle maker appears, eats a cat, and disappears.
That was not Kevin.
That was Nevik, his evil twin.
From the mirror universe timeline.
Yes.
Are you talking about Brickus?
Hello, I'm Brickus.
Hello.
Is it Drickus?
No, the worst thing is, the funniest thing though is that Nivik is still also has a mustache and a goatee.
He just has a cool mohawk. Yes, the waffle maker has a mohawk.
Yes, that's exactly how it looks. It's just like, oh look, it's a waffle maker with a mohawk. And it's running away on all fours.
Oh God, why is it eating things? Oh no.
Gotta go fast.
Oh.
Still better than Sonic the Hedgehog. Every hero has its genesis. Also, goddamn you, Sonic the Hedgehog commercial for making that pun. I could have almost forgiven you for Sonic, but god damn that pun.
Then you had to make the pun.
That was a bad one too. That was really bad.
So
Yeah, have you guys heard from your fearless leader?
This is the first time I've seen anybody. I mean, I've kind of been shutting away in the workshop for a while. By the way, guess what gun I can fire?
The
Oh,
one that doesn't explode.
The one you told me I was too little to?
you
that
finally balanced it correctly. Good for you.
Why don't we go ask the big floating head dude?
Oh, sure. Go on things that I can't join you on.
I mean, you said you're the information guy, right? Wouldn't you know better than any of us?
I mean,
Oh, apparently information costs that money stuff, so...
yeah.
I mean, he did just buy us breakfast.
Oh, that's true. I mean, I don't think we can really just knock on the door of the Demir and ask where Rickus is.
Yeah,
I mean,
probably wouldn't end well.
No, we'll all have our faces down in the sewers, and
We don't have a whole lot of luck with doors.
Or sewers.
yeah, none of those really.
I think so. Katrine definitely put together a file on all of the people who got put into the Gatewatch, but I'm assuming that her file about Rickus is very, very small.
It is. Yeah.
Okay.
It is actually, it's incredibly small, and most of it's from his last job.
Right.
Almost
okay.
like the entity known as Rickus simply existed at that point.
Yeah. Yeah. So that was very fishy. But then of course, because he's Demir, that's why she has no idea about anything. Good. Cool. I'm no help.
His file, like, the first page of his file is just a piece of black construction paper.
And then the second page is just identity revealed. And it's just his name. Literally, it's just his name
And the picture.
And the picture of
the picture is like the eyes are like blacked out. It's like there's a black strip right over it, and then on the adjacent page there's a brickus and a question mark, and then another segment that says related ? And it's just like it's just another rickus picture that's been blacked out over the eyes with the mustache.
And then also is a crumpled up citation for a completely different person that fell out of his wallet.
Yes.
Yeah, for Mickus.
Yes.
Oh. Some of these name alterations we'll have to not use. Just
So you would think that eventually you're thinking it's all just a trickus.
I was waiting for that one.
That's the one where he puts on red face and becomes a tiefling.
Yeah, and he's Rakdos.
So, video bits on audio podcast. Monica just almost fell out of her chair and then blacked out her camera at me.
oh
So
god.
wait, if he needed to hide in the Azorius, would he be stick ass?
Are you okay? No, she is not.
We broke Monica. That one needed glasses being taped off.
Taped off?
I have children. Sometimes their language blends into mine.
Oh wow, that was good. That was great. Thanks.
You're welcome.
Oh.
Oh man.
Whew.
I think we just broke the entire naming system for Rickus for all his identities.
These are the services I'm going to need you to perform at my wedding. So you're aware.
I can, Josh and I can do this. We got this.
Puns, 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 and more puns. Do you take this man to be your lovely little husband in sick ass and in hell?
All right.
Oh.
So I think that is where we will wrap up this episode. What's going on with Asterix ass? Find out next time here on Exploding Dice. If you want to hang out with us live, you can do that by going over to patreon.com/geekio and signing up for our NPC tier. That way you will get access to our Zoom call and be able to hang out with us when we are recording live, including all of the intermissions and all the fun things that we have in between that you don't hear. If you can't go to that level, I understand, but you may want to think about going over, subscribing just as a patron itself and get an ad-free experience. You may hear me break for ads, but you won't hear them. Yeah, same place, patreon.com/geekio. If you want to hang out with us, chat with us anytime, day or night, go over to geek-io.net/discord. And if you link those two things together, you get access to cool channels. All right, guys. Thank you all for hanging out with us. Really appreciate it. We will see you right back here next week. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
You have been listening to a Geek.io Media Network, LLC production. Would you like to convert that to pounds? Copyright 2019.
Diamond Club hopes you have enjoyed this program.